I didn't really know who to approach at the label to sort of get into this conversation about diversity with. But yeah, so you've got the head of Sony Music, who I could potentially try and have a meet with, let them hear my thoughts and feelings firsthand. Because I know for a fact, like, if there was more people that looked like me on my team, I would not have felt more as alone. Like, instead of thinking this was all in my head, like, maybe I would have been speaking to people that actually understood it. Like, my label have always had my back, so I feel like they'll be happy to try and find some sort of a solution for this. Right.
Tonight, us girls are getting together online for a songwriting session.
So I'm just going to have a little dash of wine, a bit of Dutch courage before the Zoom session. Don't tell anyone. Right.
There she is.
Hi, you okay? This is weird, man. How many months has it been? Because of lockdown, this is the longest we've ever gone without seeing each other. I miss them. What about something like something, but I'll try to forget?
Thanks to you, I'm wearing bulletproof vest, but I'm okay.
I love that.
We did it!
Yeah, that's nice.
Shall I write it out? One left. Thanks to you, I'm wearing bulletproof vest.
I've had a response from the record label, but it wasn't quite what I expected. I wanted to meet with the head of Sony Music. Instead, they've put forward a director of marketing who happens to be another black woman, someone I've never met before.
It is almost like, okay, well, let's put two black women in a room, or two black people in a room, to solve the issue of racism. I feel like a lot of people are very scared about saying the wrong thing, but for me, I just think it was really important for me to speak to somebody at the top of the label to make sure that there's actually change happening and to make sure that something is going to be enforced. But also, like, I have to respect that being on camera and, like, some people are scared to slip up and to say the wrong thing. And I think because, like, this is very new, isn't it? This is very sensitive, but I'm so sick of people seeing it as, ooh, can't say that, better not say that. Like, come on, let's just do it. There's a problem, let's address it. Let's all address it together. Well, that's me, dropped from the label. I do feel like I've hit a bit of a wall, just because this is something that's so important, so important. You gotta take action. I wanted people to see people making change.
I'm going to push back with the label to make sure I meet with more of the right people. When I do get to meet with our record label, I want one of the girls there with me to show how important this is to all of us.
Oh, darling, come here. Are you okay?
Jade is my absolute rock. And after nearly a decade in the band together, I think of her more like a sister.
Oh, it's nice up here.
Yeah, it's lovely. I've already started on the porn star martini.
Edamame beans, huge. It's so mad how much can happen within, like, the space of, well, like 6 months. Like,
This year.
it's just been mad.
It's like one thing after the other, isn't it?
Honestly, our whole Little Mix life is so in a bubble.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we have been in a bubble, I think.
Massively.
And now that's kind of like burst.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like,
and interestingly, it's not until this whole BLM movement's happened, because, you know, like, my mum's dark-skinned.
Yeah.
I'm also on my own journey of sort of accepting myself, because my granddad, for me, he was Arab and Muslim. He was from Yemen, my grandma was from Egypt. And it was only my granddad, really, who was so proud to be Arab and Yemeni, and he would cook Yemeni food, and I used to go to Muslim school on the weekends because he wanted me to learn Arabic. You know, I was 30 when my granddad died, and I feel like when he passed away, that just sort of just evaporated, really.
Wow. I've never really heard you speak about this.
No.
Why did you feel like you had to kind of shy away a little bit? Like,
I think growing up in a small town up north, and I was always seen as like the token darkie, which was the expression that was always used to describe us. I remember I went to school. I used to get pinned in the toilets. I'd have like bleach powder thrown on us. I'd have like bindi marks again, which is so ridiculous because one, I'm Arab, so what are you putting a bindi on his forehead? Do you know what I mean? And then at 18, got put in the group, moved to London, and all of a sudden I became white passing. A couple of people said it to us, and I was like, "What's white? What does white passing mean?" Like, when you look white, and I was like,
yeah.
I'd never been told that before.
Because you hadn't come from like,
no,
from that, because you were the only one really of colour. Yeah.
I came to London, you know, at 18 years old. I'd never been really taught much about racism or white privilege or light skin privilege. Yeah. But I knew that being white meant you had an easier ride. And I thought, if you see me as white, I'm not going to stand up and, you know, scream in your face that I'm not, because I know that there's privilege that comes with that. But I do feel quite guilty that I spent so long not talking about it.
Yeah. Basically, our whole Little Mix life was about fitting in.
Yeah.
And trying to just fit into this perfect pop world.
Yeah, and I remember for ages we both wanted nose jobs, which is actually is insane now.
No, please.
It's so ridiculous.
No, don't.
But that stemmed from our first ever magazine shoot, like photo shoot, and there I was with my whole face, like completely photoshopped. My nose had changed. And from that moment I thought, oh my God, like, to be beautiful and glamorous, you know, you have to uphold this image of basically looking as white as possible.
Definitely.
You know?
When you really think about it, like, other than you and Sam and our dancers, like, there hasn't really been anyone behind the scenes to sort of relate to.
Yeah, you're right. There's not enough diversity on the team.
I think it's just about having that conversation. So I set up like a meeting with our team and just making them know that this is a problem.
Yeah. Because I think as well, in the pop industry, people do not want to hear young women, especially young women of colour, talking about social issues. And I think a lot of that is out of fear, because they know the influence that we have on our young fan base.
Yeah.
Like, we
so true.
are powerful. And I think for years we were taught that our opinion didn't matter.
Yeah.
When in reality, I do actually feel like that was out of fear of knowing the influence that we can have on young people.
Yeah.
So what, you want to do a meeting?
Yeah. Would you come to the meeting with me?
Yes, I'd love to. You know, I'm always here to support you and be a part of it. And I can't stress it enough. I am so proud of you.
Oh, I love you.
I love you too.
Oh my God, so much.
And I'm always here.
When we're not away on tour, my whole family get together nearly every week for Sunday lunch.
Hello.
Hello, sister.
Cara, come. Oh, hello.
You're right.
Yes, good.
How are you, Sean? I like that shirt. Thank you.
Me and my sisters, Sarah and Sian, are really close and have been super supportive to each other, especially this summer.
Oh my gosh. Sarah, are you feeding like a whole country with that?
Well, this will be leftovers.
Whole Jamaica.
Hi, Dad.
Hi.
Every time we come and cook on a Sunday, Leigh-Anne's hungover, and we end up doing everything, and she just sits there, does nothing.
Other than one.
Yeah.
I'm so tired. I wish I had been drunk.
I was saying, when I'm like this, fragile, I feel like I just want to cuddle.
Oh. There you go.
God, Mum's so cold, isn't she? Jeez. Literally.
No sympathy, self-inflicted.
I had a thought that all had, like, I had a bump in my head that had
No! That picture is the worst. Wait, let me see it. Yeah, that's a bad one, but it's not the worst one.
My nieces and nephews motivate me even more to fight for a better world for the next generation. But it's definitely not proven to be easy.
Sarah, the label have come back and said they don't want to have a meeting with me and Jade because they don't want to be on camera.
Why do they commit to it then?
But this is the thing.
What kind of nonsense? An establishment of that size should be able to have someone that could have come forward to be filmed in order for it to go ahead. But they're choosing to not send anybody.
It's frustrating because it's not about like catching anyone out. And I wanted people to see my label leading by example and like actually having these conversations like on screen. That's why I'm doing this. It's frustrating, I think. It's just really frustrating. It's like, I could really do something to make a change.
Don't even let it like defeat you.
I am disappointed because I really wanted to show people that we are standing shoulder to shoulder with this. But I still will be following up and I will be having this conversation. Hello?
I've managed to get 3 people from my label to speak to me on the phone.
But do we have that figure, like, for the whole of Sony? You were saying, oh, like, it is diverse, but it's nowhere near what it should be, at all anywhere where it should be.
They've told me about the work they've done to increase black representation at the company, like paid internships and donating $100 million globally to tackle discrimination and equal rights. What I really want to ask them about is our team at the label that Little Mix work with.
Like, even like coming into like meetings or like doing shoots and things like that, it is always predominantly white, always, without question. For the last 10 years, I do feel like I was so conditioned to it for so many years, but the past couple of months, I'm like, this is not right. And it clicks so much more now and makes me feel uncomfortable because I just don't understand why that's the way it is. It shouldn't be like that. So,
however we agree to work together moving forward, I know that I have the backing of the band.
yeah. Well, I just know for a fact that they are 100% behind me. Like, our music is inspired by black culture. So, like, why wouldn't we? Like, I don't want the next girl in pop to come up and ever feel like how I felt. Bye! Thank you, bye, bye, bye. They've really listened to everything I've said and they've said that they're gonna start putting forward more black creators for us to work with. Black creative companies, black photographers, black videographers. A lot of the time, like when you have these conversations, like sometimes things don't always get followed through. But one thing I do know is that I'm gonna keep pushing. Like, it's not a question anymore, like it has to happen. And when I set my mind to something, you can't turn away from it anymore. And I feel like there are so many other aspects to my world that I now need to address. The problem doesn't just lay within my label, it's management, glam teams, touring. There is a lot of work to be done. A couple of years from now, like, I want to be able to walk into work, regardless of what I'm doing, and see people of colour. I don't want it to just be a black square. I don't want it to just be, oh yeah, we'll think about it and we'll try. You can't just keep ignoring this flipping issue. This is just the beginning. I'm a fighter, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Searching every corner of my mind, looking for the answers I can't find. I have my reasons and life has its lessons.
Just calling you to see if there's any way that you could get involved with either donating or...
Whatever you need me to do.
Bless you. Do you know what? This is making me feel so good. Like, there's so many people that just want to be involved and like help. This is really exciting.
Amen in Jesus' name.